so you have this thought.
Yeah.
Okay, can I teach these kids physics? Well, I can, but they're also dealing with all this other things.
Right.
And you're a great physics teacher. You've been able to get them to adopt the material and pass the test. And your next thought is not, let me stay in the classroom, but how do I scale this? Is that like a way to maybe frame it?
That was exactly right.
Yeah.
Like my thing about it was, how do I not build fake hope?
Yeah.
The issue is, I got my kids to pass physics. There's hope. You know, the mayor issued a proclamation in the name of the students. Yet when a lot of my kids started going to college, a lot of them also started to make their way back because it was a bus ticket that they couldn't afford.
Yeah.
So think about the disappointment.
Gosh.
I have. So it was more than that, right? Like it was a lot of community. It wasn't just Adeeb. The whole school came together to really achieve these physics scores. And I would also say there was a big stroke of luck, like in this. Like, however, it was like, how do I galvanize on this opportunity to really paint a bigger picture? That our system is currently built on luck, on not foundational, like access to opportunity in a way. Like it was like, literally it was a bus ticket, a wall. Like, I mean, Mark, think of your kids, right?
Yeah.
Like literally, you know, what would probably hold them through college is they know they can call you and Lauren anytime and say, you know what, Dad, I flunked. Like, and you're like, no, I got you. It's like, or like, what resources should you? It's like that safety net.
Yeah.
Right. And I was like, how do we continue this? Like, I didn't want my kids to be disappointed, right, in what would be faced. And then what was I seeing happening as a result? Great physics scores, great resumes, so on. And then 90% are back.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't want that to be there, that the one time that they achieved some academic success.
Exactly.
You want it to be, this is now a lifestyle of that you can sustain because you have the resources or whatever.
Yeah. So to me, it was like, well, how do you then, honestly, it became where teaching physics is not hard, but really building the social safety net.
Yeah.
It's like, how do you advocate? How do you access services? Became fundamental in terms of how do you actually like continue? Because I mean, as you are off to college, post-secondary or whatever the case is, there will still be obstacles.
Yeah.
But at least there was a way from high school, elementary school, or primary school to be able to know how to access resources.
So you started an organization.
Yeah.
What's it called?
So the organization is called ProUnitas.
Wait, hold on. You said we are program rich and system poor.
Right.
Are you now one of these programs that are going to be system poor? Like, what's going on?
No.
Are you part of the problem? You better not be.
Yeah, so we started a system organization.
Oh, okay. That's different. Okay.
I love the programs, but I mean, you know, and so yes, ProUnitas started, and we developed a software.
Is there a website that I can go to visit this?
Yeah, ProUnitas.org. And really we have a comprehensive offering to school districts. And we offer them the technology, PurpleSENSE. And it's called PurpleSENSE because I love Prince and Purple Rain.
Yes.
And so that was really it. There's no other reason. And then there's a sense to the purple, so the purple mattress company doesn't sue us.
Yeah.
So it was first called Purple, and then it was there's a purple mattress company. I was like, okay, PurpleSENSE because it makes sense. And so PurpleSENSE, and then we offer the comprehensive support and training for school districts to become to build their necessary technology infrastructure to more rapidly identify students for support and rapidly connect them to a lot of the wraparound resources and so on. So that was, I mean, if you think about the journey of inquiry of like, how do you identify, how do you connect and so on, that is really what our organization kind of specializes in, really empowering counselors and social workers and so on.
So let me, just as an analogy, let's just throw this out there. So Teach for America is like throwing frontline soldiers on the battlefield and saying, hey, go fight the war. And some of them are doing very well. But you are more like supplying everyone better weapons to fight this war. Yeah. You're like the arms dealer. Yeah. You're the arms dealer for schools. This analogy got bad, but you get the idea.
Well, the fundamental part is like you've got a system for kind of the educational pieces. Right. When it comes to student support, the approach has always, has been very program specific. But where we came in is to really help build the infrastructure necessary so that student support departments can really kind of like less function on paperwork and kind of like the data analysis piece.
That missing box.
Exactly, that's right. So take, for example, this. Right now, there's 288 schools in the city of Houston using PurpleSense. A primary example of how PurpleSense works, right? Teacher is teaching. She realizes that a student is facing X non-academic need. Literally, the teacher is trained, goes onto her phone, his phone, computer. It's a web link. The student can actually also submit if they're, and I'll talk more about the COVID situation right now. And it's like, I am facing rental assistance. That electronic ticket is then generated, right? And then it's assigned to somebody on a campus, right? So there's no longer a paper. And we would have worked in the back end. It's like, who was it going to anyways in the beginning? It's like, right? Like we don't want people to do more. We want them to do kind of like more with what they have. Yeah. And so then that ticket then kind of goes to the counselor and social worker. So they're able to see in a very systemic way all of the tickets that are coming in. And they're able to see, okay, I've got X amount of tickets for mental health, X amount of tickets for hunger, X amount of tickets for, let's say, more tutoring or academic enrichment. Then they're able to either close that ticket by addressing the issue, or they can assign it to a nonprofit or an internal service of the districts, right? So then the district districts have psychologists, nurses, and whatever the case. So then, this referral is then sent and then they receive it, they accept it, or it's declined. So then there's now the first time that districts are able to know, what is my demand?
Wow.
Right? Like how, and what's my supply? Right? And then we work with them on the supply chain, right? So with COVID, right, what ended up happening was all of the rental assistance, to give you an example, there was the districts that we were working in went in with a very systemic, because everybody was asking, well, what do you need? Like foundations, donors, their internal teams. Well, where do we invest? So now for the first time, there's a very systemic way to say like, okay, well, we in this neighborhood or in this region, we need more services of whatever. Or you could go to a foundation and say, we have 60 mental health tickets unfulfilled. We need you to invest in more of the mental health nonprofits.
So this is so important because you're also addressing, as a way of optimizing those resources to where they're really needed most. You're also addressing the fundamental problem of, if I were to give money to organization X, Y, or Z, where is that money going? How is it being allocated? How do they make those decisions? So you're solving both sides of this problem with a system that enables it to be efficient.